Hey, I'm John Cannell, and today on Preppy Kitchen we're making some quick and delicious biscuits and gravy. So let's get started. This recipe comes together so quickly. First off, gather 1 pound of breakfast sausage. It is your choice, so it could be any flavor that you really like, plain, spicy, maple, whatever you like, as well as 3 cups of whole milk. This is going to be the basis of our gravy. Now grab a large skillet and we're gonna pop it over medium-high heat. Biscuits and gravy is of course a Southern classic. I like to have mine with some scrambled eggs. Makes for a really nice hearty breakfast. And in case you're wondering, this recipe makes the gravy. If you want to make any kind of biscuit, they all work. If it were me, I would make drop biscuits because they are the easiest one. I have that video on the channel. I can also make a classic flaky biscuit with buttermilk. That's on the channel as well. Or store-bought if you're in a hurry. All right, my pan is nice and hot. Now we're gonna add our 1 pound of breakfast sausage, and I wanna point out, this is a casings removed situation, so it should be the loose sausage. If it had the skin on, you would just remove it. Stuck. Perfect. Now we're just gonna break the sausage up with a wooden spoon so it's in tiny pieces. All the fat in that sausage is gonna render out, but it's gonna have like a sticky beginning, and you really wanna start with a hot pan, otherwise the sausage will be very stuck. These brown bits at the bottom are gonna be a lot of delicious flavor in our gravy. Just break it up into small pieces. Your main goal right now is to brown the sausage and cook it through. Nobody wants raw sausage in the morning. Not good. Just use your wooden spoon to break things up and make sure everything is evenly cooked. This should take about 5 minutes, but it really depends on your cooktop. By the way, if you like my videos, make sure you hit that subscribe button. There's 2 new recipes every single week, lots of shorts, and always something delicious on the horizon. Once your sausage is cooked through, we're gonna reduce the heat to medium-low and sprinkle a 1/4 cup of flour all over the top. All right, get that evenly coated. Now we're gonna stir and cook for about a minute until the flour is fully absorbed. This is basically a delicious meat roux. So we're gonna have the flour as a thickening agent. It's gonna be coated with the fat from the sausage. And then we're gonna stir in our milk and it'll be thick, creamy, and delicious. After a minute, your flour is absorbed, so it's time to gradually pour in your 3 cups or 720 mils of milk. And of course, you have to stir constantly. This is the part where you're gonna be stirring until everything is thickened up nicely. This is how you avoid lumps. Okay. I'm also scraping all those delicious brown bits off of the pan. That's the flavor. Stir, 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 and if you wanted a richer gravy, you could use half and half. If you want your gravy to be on the thinner side, you can add more milk once the gravy is thickened or use a little bit less flour. Now we're gonna increase our heat to medium-high. Stir constantly until this comes to a simmer. So we just want to cook this evenly, get it nice and warm. If this seems a little plain to you right now, it's because it is. All those breakfast sausages have very different flavor profiles and salt levels and spice levels. So we're gonna get this to a nice thickened point where the flavors kind of come together, and then we can season it. So we don't want to add too much salt at the beginning, too much spice or whatever else. And by the way, you can make this your own and add fresh or dried herbs towards the end of this. It's really a very easy recipe to personalize and make your own. My mixture has just come to a simmer, so now we're gonna reduce back down to medium-low while stirring and cook for an additional 5 to 7 minutes, depending on your cooktop, until it's thickened nicely. You want to be careful with the heat just because if it's too high, the milk, half and half, whatever you're using, can break and you'll get little curdles. So Bring it to a simmer and then reduce heat so it's low and slow. This is the best way to get a creamy mixture. By the way, if you're like, oh, John, this is a lot of standing and stirring, you can reduce the stir time by heating your milk up. Whenever you make a roux with some milk added to it for a nice white sauce, having warmed milk will give you faster cook time, and often your sauce will be a bit creamier. This doesn't really count here because of the sausage. It does some things that a normal white sauce wouldn't do, but it's a good hack if you want to save some time. So after several minutes of stirring, you can see this is a beautiful, thicker consistency. There we go. It does need some salt though, and some spice. So I'm gonna add a very healthy pinch of salt. You can take this off heat now. Depending on your spice level, you could add anywhere from no crushed red pepper, 1/8 of a teaspoon, or, you know, like that much. So sprinkle that in, along with some black pepper. Give that a stir and let the flavors come together. It'll take a few minutes. By the way, today we're making a white or sawmill gravy with some sausage in it. We have our dairy with the milk or cream, the flour, the meat grease, as well as all the seasonings. It's very simple, classic, and so delicious. However, there are a plethora of different types of gravies. If you have a favorite, let me know in the comments. You can give me the recipe. I love trying out new things, and maybe I'll do it on the channel next. Let's give it one taste. So good. Bring on the biscuits. Once your gravy's done, immediately serve it over some delicious warm buttermilk biscuits. Or drop biscuits, or any kind of biscuit, or just scrambled eggs. Totally up to you. But then it's not biscuits and gravy. That really is hard to beat. It is a hearty, flavor-packed breakfast. I hope you get a chance to make this delicious recipe, and if you like my videos, hit that subscribe button and check out my breakfast playlist.